you. Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going down? How's everybody feeling? Little bit of emotion running wild. Little bit of emotion. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Actually, to be honest with you, I find that the general sentiment is not that bad today. I think people are emotionally drained and worn out, and they're finished. They're venting. So I'm in a good mood, guys. I'm excited for a couple of reasons. One, it's Monday, and you guys know Rob loves his Mondays. Two, it's a great day to have a great day, right? And three, I did my DCAing today. we added video 17 to our DCA portfolio course and how to create a proper portfolio over on the Patreon. So I did video 17 today of that. It was a great day to do that. We talked about some strategies, some plans moving forward. It was a great video. And yeah, so guys, listen, number 3 is that I've been telling you guys for 2 weeks now that this is coming. So we've been waiting for this. A lot of us have been accumulating stable coins, waiting for this drop down. So it's almost time, guys. It's almost time. We got to get down to this little golden pocket right here, right? We got to get inside of there. So where are we right now? Let's just bring it between 102, 102.7, and it's 103. Yeah, that's actually perfect. That's actually perfect. So look, we're not that far from the golden pocket here, guys, to our expected target. We're not that far, right? A little bit further down, and we're good. That's it. Now that's when we're going to reach our make or break it point, okay? And I have to be very clear about this, okay? So let's jump over to trading view, because we have to, I have to be very, very clear on this, all right? Now, as you can see, you guys know my thesis, right? We're going to hit the 50-week moving average. We're going to bounce off it just like we did here, just like we did here, just like we did here, right? So we're waiting for that. Now, this is the make or break, okay? If we bounce off, now listen, I have to be specific about this, so please listen to every word I say, okay? If we drop below the 50-week on the weekly time frame here, and we start closing multiple full body weekly candles below the 50-week, that would signal to me that we're going down into a bear market for at least a year, year and a half, okay? Now, it is okay for us to wick down. This is the weekly chart, right? So as you can see right here, I'm just going to zoom in because I know people are going to freak out. Right here, look, we wick down on the weekly, which means we probably drop down below the 50-week, down back here on April 7th. We wicked below it probably for 2 or 3 days on the weekly, right? And then we wick back up and closed above it. As long as we continue to close the full body candle above the 50-week, we're fine. So in saying that, if on the daily time frame, if we drop below the 50, it's fine as long as we continue to close the weekly above it, okay? Keep that in mind, okay? So I think we're going to bounce off like we did here. We also wicked below it down here, but we recovered and bounced back up. So I think we're going to do the same thing. I think we're going to bounce off the 50 and we're going to have an aggressive move to the upside, probably leading until around middle of February. So Bitcoin's probably going to run after this bounce until about the middle of February, unless it falls below the 50-week and starts closing weekly candles below it. Then it's going down, okay, into a bear market. So those are the two scenarios you have to be paying attention to. Now, where do I lean? Like I said, I'm leaning towards a bounce and an aggressive move to the upside. That's what I think's happening. And even though I just said that, someone in the chat somewhere in the comment section is going to say, Rob said we're going down, right? Let's get into it, guys. How the hell are you guys today? Man, it's playing out perfectly. Playing out perfectly. Let's get into some of these super chats. John, blessings, my friend. Good to see you. My brother, appreciate you and your hard work keeping us out. Super fantastic. Smash the like button. Absolutely. Ramona says 69 votes on the poll and only 31 likes. Come on, weirdos. We can do better. Absolutely. Big Kev, what's up, brother? I keep telling myself today is a good day to have a good day. Let's go. Absolutely. Every day is a great day to have a great day, guys. Got to remember that. It's all good in the hood. Let's get into the chat just a little bit, see what's going on out there. Keep in mind, guys, if you're watching on X or if you're watching on Rumble, make sure you are subscribed and following us on all platforms because we want to grow. And it costs you nothing, right? So go ahead and do that for me. William, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Blessings, John. Brock, had the opportunity to DCA at an amazing price for ZBIC Network, and all thanks to your wisdom and guidance, big guy. Really appreciate everything you do. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Brock. I appreciate you, brother. I'm glad I could help you out with that. Big C. Big Rob, thanks for the news, brother. And we are drowning out the FUD and complaining by the doubters. Amen. Quentin, numb to the pain. That's what I like to hear. Metal Detecting England, what's up, man? Just sit on my hands or buy more. Don't sell. No financial advice. Exactly. The pain is only temporary. Smash the likes. Absolutely. Steph's being a little bit dramatic. We're all in the same boat. We haven't sunk yet. Yes, exactly. Hangman, what's going on, buddy? Where you been? Big discount in the entire crypto market today. ZBIC and Swiftcoin at a steal of a price. In 2 or 3 weeks, we will totally forget this dump happened. Yes, and on that note, guys, listen, I have a video breaking this down, but I'm going to show it right now. I'm going to show you something right now, okay? On that note from Hangman about how he said in a couple of weeks, you won't even remember this. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Now, for those of you who have been with me for most of this year, most of you will remember this. And let me know in the chat if you remember this, okay? Remember this, guys? Right up here. What was I saying up here? Back in January, February, I said, start buying stable coins because we're going down to $74,000. Remember? Let me know if you remember this. And how much did I get attacked because we were up here and I was calling for a $74,000 Bitcoin, right? People said I was stupid. People said I didn't know what I was talking about. People said we were breaking past 100,000, or we were going higher, into new all-time highs. And what happened? Then we dropped down to here, and we started meeting 98,000 as resistance. And I kept saying to you guys, buy stable coins because we're going down to 74K. That way you can DCA at the bottom, right? And again, all I did was get attacked. Rob's stupid. Rob doesn't know what he's talking about. We're going higher. Then we dropped down into this range. We hit 74 right here. And most of you guys remember this. So what did I say? We started deploying our capital that we started saving up here. We bought the bottom down here. And down here, what did I start saying? We're going up to 98,000, 94,000, 98,000. What did people start saying to me? Rob's an idiot. Rob's stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We're going down into a bear market. We're going to 40,000. We're going to 30,000. That's what they were saying. And I kept saying, no, we're going higher now, guys. We're going to new all-time highs. Rob doesn't know what he's talking about. And we climbed up into this range around that 94,000, remember? And I said, that's what this orange line is here. I said, we're going higher. We're going up. We're going up, up, up. People kept saying, one guy specifically said to me, and I'll never forget it, stop telling people to, down here, he said, stop telling people to DCA. We're going into a bear market. You're going to get everybody wrecked, right? And what happened? Look what we did. We climbed all the way up to $126,000 from $74,000, right? So up here, I told you we were going down to 74. People said I was wrong. Down here, I said buy because we're going up over $100,000. People said I was wrong. We were going into a bear market. We ended up setting new all-time highs, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then right here, I started, we're seeing the same thing play out right now. Right here, I started telling you guys a couple weeks ago, start buying stable coins because we're going down to $102,000 to $103,000. People got mad at me. People said I was stupid. People said I didn't know what I was talking about, that we were going higher. We dropped down. Here we are, down here. We're almost at our target between $102,000 and $103,000. Okay? This is our target. We're almost there. And I'm telling you that once we hit that, we're going to bounce, in my opinion, and we're going to start to set new all-time highs after that, right? And what's happening right now? People are telling me I'm stupid. People tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. People are telling me we're going into a bear market. That's how I know I'm right. So, little bit of history for you guys, right? The people who bought back in January, or who bought stablecoin back in January when I told them to, and then bought the lows of 74 were euphoric when we were going back up. I did the same thing here. I hope you guys are listening. I hope you're listening, right? Metal Detecting England says, sounds like you lost a lot. Yeah. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. What do we have? 233 people watching. How many likes do we have right now? We have 90 likes. Not bad. Not bad. Let's get it over 100. Let's get it over 100, guys. AF, what's going on, man? Happy Monday, guys. Be patient and stay with Brother Rob. There you go. Kev, everybody's into the denial phase. Remember last cycle? Don't make the same mistakes. Yes. Mario, it's a me, Mario. Y'all send the pain, baby. Let's go. Here comes the pain. Jared says, these crashes really are a gift when you're prepared. Exactly. Big preparation is everything. What's up, man? Dave, good to see you, brother. Come on, crypto. This working stuff sucks. Taraxa, I feel blessed to be able to accumulate like this. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Overcome. What's up, man? I think the biggest problem I have with crypto is not being okay with holding dry powder on the... That is a struggle. It burns a hole in your pocket, eh? Oh, house, I just want to get the wife and kids a nice house. Tough to do that right now. Took a chance this year and definitely going to hold till January. Yeah, it's all going to come out fine on the other side, man. Tyrone, what an opportunity. I'm down 70% on all your picks. Can't wait to DCA more. Not just on my picks, Tyrone, across the entire, go look at the total 2, total 3, if you know how to read a chart. And yeah, it's not just my picks, it's altcoins, right? Thank you, Rob, for the positive vibes. Absolutely. Over the top, watching over on X. Or over on Rumble, I mean. What's going on, brother? Thank you for supporting me on Rumble, man. Thank you, thank you. Easy says, bounce, bounce, bounce. Pico's in the house. Today is the perfect day to DCA, NFA. Not financial advice, just a good idea. There she is. Gamma Goddess in the house. Let's get this money. Oh, it says, when it bounces to the upside, will our altcoins bounce higher than they did in April? Well, I mean, the only way to know that is to watch it play out, man. Brock says, I literally keep saying that because of you, I go to work every day and say, today is a good day to have a good day. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. When will Valhalla pump come from? When retail suffers manipulation, flash crashes that have destroyed their portfolios. J-Dog, what's up, man? Thanks, Rob, for the content. Not selling, but it hurts. Yes, growing pains. P-Money in the house. Pico says, Gary and I are getting real close to releasing our first full video. Don't miss our adventures. Yes, guys, make sure you are subscribed to the Pico YouTube channel. It's called Not Financially Advised. You're going to want to be there. It's a new show that's coming out based on the coins. Guys, this show is going to be like Family Guy. The animation is amazing. The team is absolutely fantastic. You're going to want to check it out. Go and subscribe to Not Financially Advised. The show is launching soon, like within, I think, like 9 or 10 days or something like that. Splake, what's up, man? Crystal Ball. Jared says, I remember the guy who said he would pay you $100 if it dropped to that level, and then he was nowhere to be found. Yeah, exactly. He bailed. Justin, the Trump gang is in crypto. Stay bullish. Yes, absolutely. When big money has scared enough retails into capitulation, the rockets will launch. Yes. My question is, if Bitcoin tops at February, you say alts will top then also? No. Alts usually top about 80 to 90 days after Bitcoin tops. Carl says, I'm depressed because I don't get paid till Thursday. All right, so Tyrone is banned. Bye. Avianto. Bruno, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Jake the Snake says, I'm feeling some rock and roll and that 80s background. Roberto, easy. You're talking too much. Yeah, why are you talking so much? Mario, what's up, man? The more normies get bearish, the more bullish I've learned to become. Yes. When everyone's getting extremely bullish, I start to get bearish. When everyone's getting extremely bearish, I get bullish. Jake the Snake says, BTC, hold my pocket. The golden pocket. XCN. Yes, we love XCN. Absolutely. Ditto. What's up, man? First Pokemon of the day. Here up. Great blockchain episode. Saturday. Been enjoying. Yes, we have another really, really good one coming up this Saturday, guys. If you don't know what it is, guys, Blockchain Buzz. It's our new show. Episode 4 airs Saturday at 6 p.m. Fantastic show, guys. We have we bring in 2 or 3 crypto YouTubers from across the crypto space, and we have an unfiltered conversation about what's happening in crypto, where we think the markets are going. You're not going to want to miss it. It's always random guests, new faces and stuff. It's very, very good. Jared says, I trust your TA and opinion. I'm just worried some of our alts are going to zero into the chaos. Irrational, I know. Yeah, well, I mean, you're allowed to feel irrational, man. You're allowed to feel that way, right? Danny is here. 50 push-ups, man. 50 push-ups. Another local. What's going on? Hey, Robin fam. Blessed to load up more Zvex Swift Miria. Thank you, Rob, for teaching us. Hey, absolutely, man. Himothy. There is no team in team. There is no I in team. On the off chance we go into a bear market before we really get into a bull run, would you say the alts will drop the normal 90-95% from? Yeah, but it would take like 10, 11, 12 months for that to play out, though. Bought up a bunch more XCN. Nice. But there is an I in buy the dip. There you go. Who is this we us? Thanks for all you do, Rob. This feels like when XCN was at 2016 and everyone was crapping their pants. However, when we listened to you, we won. The same will happen. Yes, exactly. Did someone throw Bitcoin's kid off the roof? You have to trust Rob's crystal ball. There you go. There you go. Chaos Crew in the chat. Drop the wrench for the fam. There you go. OG, what's up, man? Ban them all. Yes. What's up, everyone? Hope all is well. Milk Money in the house. EZ says yes. The final taste of leather boot in the afternoon. Later, sucker. So long, yeah, boy. Jay, what's up, man? What's your favorite? Oh, that's hard, man. That's hard. I have so many favorites. I think my top holdings right now are Swiftcoin, Miria, Pith, Jasmy. I love Moonwell, Clearpool, Zbeck, XCN. Man, so many. 100 plus, let's go. Absolutely, man. OG says Swiftcoin. There you go. RSO Tours, bought more XCN, Zbeck. There's a win right there. Top 3 alts. And I think right now, I mean, it differs. It changes because of the, some coins pump, some dump. But right now, I think my top 3 is Miria, Swiftcoin, and Zbeck. Candyman, when your wife decides to start a DIY project and now you're an employee for a job you didn't apply for, you don't get paid for, and you can never quit. Hey, I think we've all been a victim of that circumstance, brother. Absolutely. All right, we are caught up in the news, guys. Before we get, or in the chat, before we get into the news, I just want you to know.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do. Flip out, man.
That's half the people in crypto right now. Absolutely. I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do. Freak out, man. All right, let's get into the news a little bit. We got a lot to get into today, guys. You bought more Wormhole. Nice. I see that as a win, my friend. I see that as a win. Bought more Zbeck and XCN. Need to get some Jasmy, though. There you go. Rob, I'm glad I found your Patreon. Thank you for the guidance. Hey, no problem, Albert. I got you, man. Swiftcoin, I wish I had 50K to throw in the market now. I DCA at way too high price. Hey, you can always try to either just sit on your hands or you can try to lower your cost average, right? Ditto, seeing a lot of salty folks on X calling Moonwell a scam and that the devs. Yeah, here's the thing. Those people don't do research. They don't even know what they're talking about. So it's not worth feeding them, the trolls, right? Because again, I find I've been around for 3 cycles now, and I find that if you were to actually push back on 99.99% of people on X or YouTube that call a project a scam, any project, if you push back and ask why, they have no idea because they haven't done any research on the project. They're just repeating what they heard someone else say. So that's why it doesn't bother me when I see someone saying like, oh, Moonwell's a scam, or they were calling Zbeck a scam, for crying out loud. Now it's partnered with MasterCard, the NBA, the NHL. They don't do any research. So I don't really care if they call something a scam. Tola with the super sticker. Thank you so much, my guy. I personally believe that there's still more economic problems to come that will keep the market prices low. I don't believe there will be a bull run this year, but of course I could be wrong. Hey, absolutely. I mean, anything's possible. You should never close your mind to any possible, situation, right? Ray, what's up, buddy? At least I'm staking half my Zbeck and XCN. There you go. Gain that passive income, brother. All right, so Binance founder CZ makes a statement following the sudden drop. What's he talking about? Following the sudden drop in Bitcoin, Binance founder CZ issued important warnings to investors about risk management via social media over on X. CZ argued that market fluctuations are normal and that investments should be kept at manageable levels. CZ explained, quote, "At the time, selling my house and investing entirely in crypto seemed risky, but I didn't need the money. I was counting on my monthly income. Risk is different for everyone. The market always fluctuates. Learn risk management and keep your investments manageable. Don't over concentrate your assets. Don't be too greedy in good times or too fearful in bad times." CZ stated that his post the day before were overinterpreted, saying, "I've seen a lot of misinterpretations following my statements yesterday." He then launched a poll asking, should we disclose information in the future? As you may recall, Binance CZ recently announced that he purchased the 2 million a star tokens, and it like skyrocketed the price there. I think it went up like 25% or something. I shouldn't say skyrocketed, but you get my point. So yeah, even CZ guys is telling you, like, look, when the same thing I always say, when things are good, they're never as good as they seem. When things are bad, they're never as bad as they seem, right? Don't be caught up in the drama, right? Overcome, yeah, dude, there was a guy spamming the Discord about Zebek being a scam literally a week before it's 7x. And then he went quiet, right? And then he disappeared. A guy, good afternoon, Rob, man, and the crypto fam. What's up, man? Mike, good to see you, buddy. Miria at 303395. Think we still have lower to go? We're pretty close to bottomed out. I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but all right, let's go see my favorite dude. Tom Lee over on Squawk Box. Let's listen in, guys.
Joining us now, Tom Lee, Fundstrat Global Advisors, head of research and a CNBC contributor. Once again, Tom, looking at your last couple of appearances, whenever you're, actually it's been a while now, when you're on, I kind of hold my breath after some of your forecasts, because a lot of times I think no way, and then it's always seemed you have not been really wrong yet.
Tom Lee, always right, baby.
Way. Do you ever have any trepidation, second thoughts? Do you ever get nervous about any of your calls?
Yeah, all the time, filled with doubts.
No one can be right off. You're 51%. You're like the best ever in this business. You're still bullish, even though you talk about last week, a little wobble in some stocks. Sell on the news because of China. Now, it looks like a little bit of hawkishness out of Jay Powell. I don't know if that lasts.
Yeah, that's right. I think the market has a lot of walls of worry because we've got the shutdown, we've got China, we got the Fed speak, but the market's been up 6 months in a row now. Only 6 times since 1928 that's happened. So if you look at November, we're up 5 or 6 times. And in 1942, it was flat. So basically, November should be really strong. I think at least 200 points on the S&P. So maybe
for November.
Yeah, maybe even 250. So maybe we get to 71.
See, that's a call that I just wish you wouldn't make a call like that, right?
Well, you could
250
to 3% if that makes you feel better.
It does make me feel a little bit better, because 250 points to say in November, 250 points. You're giving a time and a size.
But maybe we wobble the first couple weeks just to digest all the gains.
Yeah, that's what I saw in your notes. So initially there could be some choppy trading at this point. What's driving everything? There's still, I guess, sentiment is not positive, is it? You mentioned the wall of worry.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like AAII, the average sentiment this year is still minus 11.5, like net solidly bearish. That's only happened 3 other times in 35 years, all in the middle of bear markets. So investors feel like it's a bear market, but we're up 17%, which kind of tells me I think there's a big performance chase into year end. You know, over 80% of fund managers are missing their benchmark this year.
So he's saying people are
you don't
dramatic.
Care about not having government data, because does the market ever really wait for government data? Or it sort of sniffs it out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The all-knowing market.
That's right, because, you know, we have good Fed futures to look at what's implied for inflation. You know, the Fed looks at the bond market. The bond market figures things out before the data comes out. I do think the inflation is probably falling a lot faster than everyone expects. I mean, you can look at Trueflation, and we're down to sub 2% inflation, excluding housing.
Shelter, yeah.
Yeah, and shelter is
It's
finally
underestimated,
cracked.
yeah. Because that CPI number was, I mean, it was just barely cooler than expected, wasn't it?
Yes, but the shelter piece is now at 0.16 month over month. That's at 2% year over year. That level would bring core inflation down sharply. And over 54% of the CPI components are now deflating. It's the highest percentage since COVID started.
It seems, Tom, that the markets have, largely because of what you're describing, moved on from the inflation watch.
Yeah.
They've kind of put that aside as maybe the forefront risk, and much like the Fed has been dragged to doing, wondering about downside risk to growth. I mean, if you just look at things like the reaction of home builder stocks, consumer cyclicals, regional banks, just to that hawkish cut by Powell last week, it seems like it's not hard to get the market a little bit uneasy about, just exactly what kind of a soft patch this is, even if we have confidence that maybe it firms up into next year. So how does that play into the overall action in the index and what you expect from the market?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is something the market's trying to figure out, which is AI is consuming jobs, but that's turning it into profits for corporates. So like profits are expanding. And then we have profit margins have actually been going up in the middle of tariffs. So how are companies able to take 70% of the tariff hit, but margins are going up? So there must be a productivity boom somewhere. And then we have, like you said, $7 trillion of cash on the sidelines, but we have high rates. And so the Fed, I kind of think, is trying to not overheat the economy, but we know that you just point out, like, housing's in big trouble. So I would say it makes sense if inflation's in a good place and jobs aren't really strengthening for cuts to happen, and that would be really dovish. So I think that sort of comes together before the end of the year.
Andrew.
Hey, Tom. Have you been reading all these stories that just been out, recently here about how the Fed is doing all of this sort of repo activity, like a lot of repo activity, and I just wonder what that really means for both the markets and maybe even for crypto. I mean, this is a ton of money. I mean, it looks like something like $30 billion just to ease liquidity concerns. This is, past couple of days kind of thing.
It is pretty typical into month end, right? That's what we are seeing. And I think that some of these numbers are also being distorted because of the government shutdown. So we know that the Treasury reserves are building because there aren't any payments being made. So it is something we're watching. But if I was to say that there's signs of bank stress, I'd also be looking for high yield spreads to be widening. And those are actually staying pretty calm.
So you figure no problem with 7,000 by the end of the year, more likely something even above that in your view? Like what, like 7,300?
Yeah, I mean, maybe 7,300, 7,500.
7,500.
Yeah, so we still, in December, we would build on those November gains.
See, Santoli's like, no way.
No, I don't say no way. I'm open-minded to how far bull markets can go, right? Strong years end strong. We all know about that. The one piece of it I think it's worth kind of struggling with a little bit, though, Tom, is you can look at the AAI surveys, kind of what people are saying, and then you see, equity exposures in, Bank of America private client accounts are basically at their highs, right? So people have kind of, in aggregate, been riding this to some degree. And then you see a lot of what we've talked about in the last several months of, this kind of upwelling of speculative action in non-profitable tech stocks, low-quality equities leading. That's not the Mag 7. That's like a lot of other marginal stuff. So how do you jibe that with that sense that people are still skeptical?
Yeah, I mean, one, we know there must be skepticism because if people were bullish, the institutional fund managers should have better performance. But as you know, this is one of the worst years for fund managers in almost 30 years. I think that there is also kind of problems in private markets. So I think private credit is doing terribly, and I think a lot of LPs in alternative funds, whether it's venture or private equity, are pretty disappointed by the returns, like the 5 years into now, but the stock market's done well. So I think that there is bearishness because like private equity hasn't come through and fund managers are doing badly, but you're right, the ones who stuck with public stocks are doing well.
I want you to quit while you're ahead, but I have to ask you about Bitcoin. I mean, you want to go out on a limb there too? Because it's weak again today, 107. Go below 100 or no?
Well, Bitcoin, I mean, if I look at everything since October 10th, because that was the biggest liquidation in the history of crypto, like bigger than FTX.
Like a margin call almost.
Yeah, it was like a almost a miniature rupture, like
Yeah.
a tsunami. We're only a couple weeks from that, so I think the market is consolidating. But if I look at fundamentals, like Ethereum, stablecoin volumes have been exploding, application revenues at all-time highs. So right now, fundamentals are leading price in crypto. So I think eventually we consolidate and then we rally into year end.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
50.
Yeah, I think we could still get to 150, 200 for Bitcoin, and then something
right.
like 7,000 for Ethereum.
You know, if Tom Lee and I are correct, and we do rally into the end of this year, and we hit 150 to 200K, a lot of people who have been saying stupid things about a bear market are going to feel pretty dumb, right? However, I do have to say this.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win. We're going to.
I can't stop winning. I can't stop winning. Oh, my goodness. Good times. And here's the thing, guys. Listen, a lot of people are starting to call for the same thing I've been calling for. This Ilio Trades here. The best, the Bitcoin 50-week moving average, you know, basically calling for the same thing. 103,000, we're going to hit it. Look, we hit it here. We bounced violently. We hit it here. Very aggressive move to the upside. Like I said, guys, right? I'm not the only one calling for it. Well, I mean, I was for a while, but now a bunch of people are calling for it. What else do we have? What else do we have? Got a couple of comments here to get through. Big John. Benjamin says, Rob, happy Monday. Borrow this one. My dad used it in high stakes negotiating. Hey, I may be dumb. I'm not stupid. Luke, just another day in crypto. Tomorrow will be a new day. Just DCA. Close your eyes and there you go, brother. Exactly. Benjamin says, and if any of y'all are sure this is all Rob's fault, go ahead and work on forgiving him for crashing it all. Yes, I brought down the whole market. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Paul, the one-on-one coaching calls are at the same time they have always been, my friend. Tom, good to see you, man. Good to Tom, Strawberry Dragon. Tom Lee has the best hair. Yes, he does, and the best glasses as well. That was a nice one. We can't stop winning. When BTC crashes down, it seems like alts crash even harder. Well, that is, if the reverse is true, if Bitcoin shoots up, alts will go up disproportionately higher. Yes. Eventually. It's not at the exact same time, but yes, you have the idea down. We got more from Squawk Box, guys. We got time for one more. So the shutdown, the update on the government shutdown.
And back in session today, but it is still unclear if there's going to be a vote to end the government shutdown, which is now 34 days old. Joining us now with the latest is Jake Sherman, Punchbowl's news co-founder, also is NBC News and MSNBC political contributor. We're all trying to make sense of this, Jake. A lot of folks betting that, you know, given the election tomorrow, that maybe things loosen up after that. Does that have any credence in your mind?
Not really. To be honest with you, I've heard this. I've had people come to me over the last couple of days telling me 70, 80% chance the shutdown ends this week. It could end this week, Andrew. I mean, I don't know that it won't end this week, but here's what you have to assume if you think it's going to end. That Democrats will finally cave on their basic demand that President Trump negotiate a healthcare deal during the shutdown. That is not a sure thing to me. And I think Democrats winning in Virginia, New Jersey, which I think is not certain, but the most likely scenario is not going to make him change on that. Now, there's a lot of talks about spending in the Senate. They are talking about spending, about different spending deals into 2026, but that does not in any way change the basic crux of this shutdown, which is not about spending. It's about healthcare. President Trump was on 60 Minutes last night saying the same thing. He said they have to open up the government and then we could talk about healthcare. I haven't seen the dynamics shift appreciably. Listen, this has to end at some point. The pain is getting to be more and more punitive, and so I think it has to end at some point. But I just don't think it's going to be it's a sure thing that it's going to end this week.
Does the judge's decision on Friday around the SNAP program, which is to say the Trump administration was intending to end the SNAP program and not make those payments, the judge saying that's not allowed, you got to make the payments, does that shift the balance at all in the favor of the Democrats?
It probably shifts the balance a little bit, Andrew. It's not, I mean, the president says he is willing to pay out these SNAP benefits if he's told how to do it, if the judge gives him a structure and tells him where to pull the money from, essentially, and how to do this. I don't know how that changes anything. I honestly don't know. We'll have to see how Democrats feel when they come up this week. But the pain, so there's the pain on SNAP. And then we're going to get into the Thanksgiving travel season, Andrew, in which air traffic controllers, we already see delays across the country at big hubs. If you want to see pain in addition to the pain of people not getting the food stamps that they need and the nutrition assistance that they need, you're going to see a whole different level and another level of pain when it comes to traveling. That, you know, more people are going to be flying around the Thanksgiving holiday season. So I think that's going to be another dynamic here. But let me just make one thing clear. I mean, we've now had 13 votes in the Senate in which Democrats have blocked the government from reopening. They have painted themselves in a corner. So it's not going to be Chuck Schumer that decides this. It's going to be rank and file Democrats who need to make a decision about how long they want to keep this shut for.
Jake, where you live in New York?
I live in Washington, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, Washington. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know more about Virginia probably with I don't know what happens down there. I hope Springs eternal, but up here in New Jersey, I live in New Jersey. This has been the dirtiest campaign I've ever seen in terms of advertising. Mikey Sherrill has a Cettarelli ad saying a 10% sales tax on everything, and then they go and they talk about, they say food, this, that, and he was talking, and they say Cettarelli has talked about this because he was talking about Tennessee, where there's a 10%. So he was mentioning what goes on in Tennessee. They have inundated the airways with what is a complete distortion and lie. I guess that's just par for the course. That's
par for the course for both parties. And I think, listen, Joe, it's a closer race in New Jersey, which is, I guess, where you live, has shifted appreciably over the last 6 or 8 years.
Intel, Jake, explain. I'm saying at 0.6 of a point. Are they? My son tells me that's what he says.
I think it's an outlier based on other polls, Joe. But I mean, I have become extraordinarily bearish on all public and private polling over the last decade.
How about Kalshi and Polymarket? Are those, because they're still, I think they're like 85% or 80% Mikey Sherrill too, so that's not good.
But this is just, and I think they're great. I think Kalshi and Polymarket are great, but you're just taking what people think. You're not, these aren't how people are going to vote
not like
in
the
New
stock,
Jersey.
Yeah, not like the stock market discounting.
Yeah, this is a bet.
Well, we'll know.
To be fair, though, Polymarket is generally pretty accurate, right? He's saying that, yeah, but that's just what people think. Well, generally, it's pretty accurate. People are, as a whole, it's pretty accurate.
Well, I don't think it's...
And also the shutdown, and you know what else? If it wasn't Trump in the White House, I think it'd be easier for Cettarelli, and although he's embraced Trump, but in New Jersey, it's like that's almost toxic because it's so blue.
But it's actually, I'll be honest with you, Joe, two thoughts here. It's not as blue as it used to be. No. I mean, if you look at some of the swing districts in New Jersey, Josh Gottheimer's district in northern Jersey, I mean, the shift between Biden 2020 and 2024 was remarkable in northern Jersey. So yes, there are blue areas, but even the Patterson anchored district in the House, which was a strong Democratic district for 30 years, went for Trump, I believe, in 2024. One other thought: the Gateway Tunnel did not help. It didn't help. I mean, when you're cutting off an important project, even though it won't be cut off forever, it gave Sherrill a talking point.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Hey, Jake, before you go, I'm actually curious what you think of the prediction markets right now. I got a whole bunch of emails, actually, just in the beginning of the show from some people who are actively participating in those markets. I think actually in very big ways, actually. And I'm curious, you know, Joe's mentioning he thinks they're being manipulated. I don't know if he was saying that facetiously or not, but we've had people like Bill Ackman say that pretty, you know, he came out just last week and said he thinks they're being manipulated. I think it's probably very hard to manipulate at this kind of volume, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think they're really interesting when measuring public sentiment. Whether they're predictive or not, I think I don't know the answer to that, because having people just say when they think the government's going to reopen, like on an issue like the shutdown, it's an incredibly difficult thing to predict based on people's moods, incentive structures of 535 members of Congress that you might not fully understand when you're making these predictions, that I don't fully understand, and I'm in the Capitol every single day, or I don't always have a great grip on, or not as much of a grip as I'd like. I think they're really interesting in capturing public sentiment, and whether they're being manipulated, I don't know, but I watch them with interest. Let's put it that way.
Government shutdowns. What's Bitcoin doing right now? 107,288. Not bad. Crypto JPEG says this identifies as a super jad, trying to keep positive and buy what I can of this dip. Nice. Member for 19 months. Absolutely crazy, man. Awesome to have you, man. Government shutdown won't end. Yeah, Max Payne. I'm proud of myself. I didn't open my portfolio. You know what? I have not opened my main portfolio in about 3 weeks. The only portfolio I've been looking at is the DCA portfolio from the course that we're making over on the Patreon right now, right? Guys, if you want to know how to structure a portfolio properly, if you want to learn how to build a strategy in terms of a DCA portfolio, come on over to the Patreon. We're into video 17 now of our training course on how to structure a portfolio using the DCA strategy and how to strategically place your buys and stuff like that. So definitely come aboard and check that out. The link's in the description. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the chat. It's in the QR code at the top of your screen. Braveheart says, just another buying opportunity for Zebek. $10 to $500. Smart money is all about their Zebek, baby. Let's go. Yes, also, guys, check this out. We have also created our website, guys. Check out our free newsletter over here. Guys, you're missing out if you're not checking this out. I'm telling you, all the latest and greatest newsletters. Free, by the way, free. All of our insights, guys, our latest on Base Network, volumes 1 and 2 of Zebek, Avantis, Asteer, and so much more. We're going to add some more deep dives to it. We got our VIP Patreon link right here. But definitely our courses, guys. We also have the updates on, I'm going to Japan this month to see Hara and do a mini documentary series on Jasmy Labs. So you're going to want to check that out. Our latest episode of Blockchain Buzz every Saturday at 6 p.m. You can check that out as well. This is all free, guys. Our latest lives on the Patreon played a week later over here as well with Rue and Max. And so much more, guys. Check it out today. Testimonials, everything. A link to Pico and LFG also. So much, guys. Link to our X page, our Facebook page, and everything else. So check that out. The link for that is down below as well. Alex, should we DCA today? I mean, that's up to you, brother. I DCA today. So yeah, I mean, listen, here's what I would say to that. If I had $500 today to dollar cost average, I would put $100 into something and I would wait till tomorrow to see what the price does tomorrow. If it goes lower, I'd put another $100. And that would be my strategy. It's not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain and educate you. So, all right, guys, I got some coaching calls I got to do over on the Patreon. Get over there, book your coaching calls. You can have one-on-one coaching calls or join our group coaching calls today. The link, again, down below in the chat, in the pinned comments, in the description, in the QR code. I will see you guys at 8 p.m. tonight for our live stream. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.